slime girls are now a thing in D&D 5e. They're called Plasmoids. Welcome to Pack Tactics, where I'm oozing with excitement. Plasmoids are oozes. This is the third race that is not humanoid in Spelljammer. We have Autonomes and Thrycreen as constructs and monstrosities, respectfully. And now we have an ooze. Here is a list of spells that don't work on you. 2 things to keep in mind here. Finger of Death does do damage to an ooze, but they cannot be turned into a zombie under the control of the caster. You can use Magic Jar and Soul Cage as an ooze, but you cannot be targeted. You get to choose between being medium or small slime. If you choose small, you will have disadvantage when using heavy weapons. Dimension Door and Thunderstep will be a little more annoying to use. You can ride medium mounts, and those cost a lot less money. You also have an easier time getting cover. Your walking speed is 30 feet, nothing special. By the way, most ooze stat blocks don't get this much speed and can be easily kited. Anyways, next up, Amorphous.
Among Us!
No, bad. No, we're not doing that. No Among Us. This is Amorphous. You can squeeze through a space as narrow as 1 inch wide, provided you are wearing and carrying nothing. You have advantage on ability checks you make to initiate or escape a grapple. While totally fitting in flavor, I think this squeeze part is odd. If you need to squeeze through something this small, chances are high there's a better alternative. The thing is, you need to be completely naked without gear before going into that place alone. No way am I doing that, especially without natural armor. Of course, there'll be some situations where you quickly need to go in and out, but I've seen similar scenarios to this so many times now, and usually the player gets punished hard for splitting from the party. And in this case, it's worse because you're naked. The second part gives you advantage on grapple stuff, but I don't really think that is very powerful. Like I said in my GIF video, grappling is not very worthwhile compared to the other control options. And it is quite uncommon that spending your entire action to escape a grapple is worth it. As a martial, you are better off trying to shove the enemy with one of your attacks, which this ability does not help you with. And as a caster, you might have Misty Step or Telekinetic. As a slime person, you get Dark Vision of 60 feet. Why not, I guess? Slimes deserve good sight too. Dark Vision is always useful to have on your character. Next up is Hold Breath. Let me read out what this does for you, as the name doesn't speak for itself. You can hold your breath for 1 hour. This helps with something like stinking clouds, surviving space, and against drowning. One thing I did notice while researching this is that it does not help with inhaling poisons, weirdly enough. This is what the DMG says. Inhaled. These poisons are powders or gases that take effect when inhaled. Blowing the powder or releasing the gas subjects creatures in a 5-foot cube to its effect. The resulting cloud dissipates immediately afterwards. Holding one's breath is ineffective against inhaled poisons, as they affect nasal membranes, tear ducts, and other parts of the body. Yeah, I agree, it's lame. Next is Natural Resilience. You have resistance to acid and poison damage, and you have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned. The poison part here is good. It comes up a lot like fire, so I would definitely take that. Acid is not as useful, but it helps a bit, especially against certain dragons. Last is Shape Self. This is a doozy. As an action, you can reshape your body to give yourself a head, 1 or 2 arms, 1 or 2 legs, and makeshift hands and feet, or you can revert to a limbless blob. While you have a humanoid-like shape, you can wear clothing and armor made for a humanoid of your size. As a bonus action, you can extrude a pseudopod that is up to 6 inches wide and 10 feet long, or reabsorb it into your body. As part of that same bonus action, you can use this pseudopods to manipulate an object, open or close a door or container, or pick up or set down a tiny object. The pseudopod contains no sensory organs and can't attack, activate magic items, or lift more than 10 pounds. So you can either be a blob or look humanoid. Imagine being able to revert to a blob in real life. That would be pretty chill. I think this is pretty cool. The second half is basically a combination between Mage Hand and Hadozi's dexterous feat. I wish you could use it to activate magic items, but alas, I couldn't think of many options for Hadozi. And neither can I here. Maybe you guys know better than me. Tell me in the comments. I'm kind of interested. One more thing about the first half of the text is that I think there's a reading, rules as written, where you can keep on getting more limbs by using the action repeatedly. But this would likely result your DM deservingly hitting you with a newspaper, as it would result in you being a better Thri-kreen without the limitations of extra arms and hands. For your average game, just assume you have to alternate the two actions, as reshape is a bit ambiguous. But I think the intent is clear. This is such a rushed book. End of video. Well, that was all the race options in Spelljammer. Sorry for being so slow. In general, when it comes to editing and planning and doing things, I'm usually very slow. We didn't necessarily end with a bang, but I know people will like these race options anyways, which is cool. I think Thri-kreen is probably the coolest one. Now it's time to wait for the next one D&D. For now, I hope I earned your subscription, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye!
Sus!